Hi everyone, and welcome to Divine Guidance. And again, I want to apologize. I haven't done a reading or anything probably for the past couple of weeks, I think. I was out of town for a little while. I was in Virginia for uh, a week and a couple of days, about 9 days, I think it was. And I came back and I was trying to get situated again. And I mean, a lot of things have been going on. Told you about the move. My daughter is already up there with my wife. That's where I was at, visiting my wife. And then my daughter came back, or when I came back, my daughter left. So, I'm just keeping you updated because eventually here soon I'm going to be leaving to Virginia and everything. So I'll end up giving teachings from over there also. So it's nothing's going to change except for the fact that I'm in a different location. So, but so I've been contemplating on what to do, and I believe I talked talked about this a while back, about going on a path, on a journey, and that I had received some new cards, the Sacred Path cards. They're geared more towards like the Native American culture, Native American teachings and everything, and I find it very interesting. I've been very interested in it for like the longest time already, and learning more. I've been learning more about them, learning more about the Native Americans, learning more, about the shamanism, the healing arts of the shaman, the healing practice of the shamans, not the witch doctor kind of thing, putting spell curses and stuff like that. I mean, there's another side to that, but I'm more into, because I've told you guys that I'm into healing, and that I'm called as a healer, and I'm not the healer. I mean, the healer comes from above, but I'm used as a vessel to be a healer. That's why I'm in the job, or the profession, I should say, that I'm in as a massage therapist, more so as a clinical massage therapist, and I do energy healing also. So that's one of the parts of you know, my profession. And I just want to share with you real quick, and then we'll get into the cards and explain to you a little bit what more we're going to be doing. Yesterday, as I was meditating, this is pretty cool. As I was meditating, um, I was listening to my shamanic music, the different ones, the healings, the drumming, the journeying, and the dance and stuff like that. It's a mixture. As I was listening to that and everything, I was doing my meditation, which I do. I try to do it on a daily basis. Sometimes I don't get to do it on a daily basis, but I was doing it yesterday, and it was so awesome. And my voice is a little hoarse. I'm sorry. And it was so awesome because out of the blue, all of a sudden, I finally met um, my spirit animals. I've known about my power animal, and my power animal fits me perfectly. Um, but I finally met my spirit animals, which was so cool. Maybe later on I'll get into detail on what they are, but I thought it was so cool, and I actually met I guess he's my spirit guide, but my spirit guide, I saw him as a Native American elder, a Native American Indian elder, possibly a shaman. Considering I'm into the healing, and I've been interested in the shaman, the healing arts of the shaman, and practices and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's possible that's what it is. Because I mean, the shamans, they don't have like a distinct look. They don't necessarily always wear like the headdresses and all this stuff, looking like a medicine man and stuff like that. But he was Native American. The way he had his hair, his dress, his fixture, his face, everything. He was. And and also while I was doing this, um, I was speaking. I was in prayer, but I was speaking, which sounded like to me, Native American language, Native American Indian language. Um, and it was so cool. It's happened to me before when I was in prayer and praying. The Bible calls it a praying in tongues, and as I was doing that, it sounded Native American Indian, and everything. So it was like really cool, the way the sound, I can hear it. I was deep in my meditation. I can hear it, and this is when I was doing that. That's when I was having this vision of my spirit animals and my spirit guide. So, which was pretty cool. But enough of that. I'll get into more detail about that and everything. But I just want to share that a little bit with you. So, considering that we're going to be getting into these cards that you call the Sacred Path, and how we're going to be doing this is I have the workbook that actually goes with it. It's called the Sacred Path Workbook. Okay. And it's new teachings and tools to illuminate your personal journey. So we're going to be going through a journey. We're going to be going through this together. And this is going to help us, you and I, on our journey, in our life, and help us through situations that we may be going through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be shuffling the cards, and I'm going to end up picking one card, okay? And I am actually going to read it out of the workbook, okay, to give the full explanation of what the card is. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this on a weekly basis. But what you need to do on your part, you can re-listen to this, whatever. You can keep a journal on it so you can see your path, your progression on, your healing, or, whatever it is that you're going through, however this is helping you, if it's a healing, if it's, in a different life journey, family, whatever the situation may be at that time, whatever it's talking to you about that time, okay, you can look back at it and see where, how it's helped, how it's progressed, and if it has. And then plus, there's a possibility that a card may come up more than once. And if it does, take it for what you may be going through that week, or whatever the situation is for that week. Or maybe it's reminding you, okay, look, you need to go back and you need to take care of this situation. You haven't fully done it. Okay, so you're going to have work to do. So you're going to have to put to practice and what it is the cards are telling us. Okay, you can't just listen to it and say, oh, okay, that was good teaching, and blah, 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 blah. Put it to practice. The only way we're going to get change in our life, we're going to get healing in our life, is if we put to practice what it is that we're being taught, what we're being helped with. Okay, if it's for family or relationships, or our own little journey, we can't move forward if we just stand still. If I show you something today and you don't put it to practice, you don't do anything with it, and just say, oh, okay, you're not going to move forward. The object of this and all the teachings that I've given is for us to move forward, to have a better life, to bring healing into our life, to help us with our relationships, to help us on our giftings, anything, that has to do with that. Okay, so we have to put the work in. It's just like if you have a job, in order to get paid for your job or at your job, you have to go to work. You have to get up in the morning, take a shower if you take a shower. If you take it at night, fine, hey, whatever. But, you get ready, you eat, if you eat beforehand, or grab something to eat, your coffee, you get into your car, your vehicle, the bus, whatever, however it is you get to work, start doing your work, clock in, do your work, clock out, go home, turn in your timesheet weekly, bi-weekly, however it is it works, and you get paid, okay? And you do that on a daily basis. Well, this is what we have to do with these teachings, the things that we're learning, is we have to work through it. We have to put in the work that we're being told, okay? So that's the only way things will get better for us, okay? Now, does it sound like if I'm scolding you, like if I'm a daddy or something like that? Maybe, okay? It's possible, but I'm, if it is, then it's because I want you to receive what it is that you're needing. And again, the only way we can do that is by putting in the work. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. That way we can get started, because I've already been talking for like 10 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these. And shuffle, 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 shuffle. Let's see if anything decides to pop out. If it pops out, then we'll use that card. Okay, and I asked the spirit guides, I asked my spirit guides, and here's one. I asked my spirit guides to help me. I asked God, the Holy Spirit. I asked all of them, my spirit animals, my spirit guide, my God, Holy Spirit, Jesus, to help me, to give me the words that are needed to help you, and to give what it is that needs to be given for today for everybody here to be able to receive what it is that they need to receive. Amen. All right, so the card that I picked is called Cradle Board. Cradle Board. Ability to respond. Okay, ability to respond. Cradle Board. It's what carries the little baby. Okay, what the Native Americans use it to carry the babies. Okay, so let's see what it is that the workbook has to say about this card. And I'm using the workbook, yes, because I am not familiar with these cards. I mean, I can go by intuition and see what it is that what I can do. But in order to help you more, I'm going to use the book because that's, they go together. And it'll give more of an explanation of it. Okay? So the Cradle Board, able to respond. And I'm using the book. Okay? And it says the attributes of this one is acting on feelings or personal truth, responding to your own talents or abilities, acknowledging opportunity, answering the call to the here and now, being fully present, understanding the situation, and taking your role in it. Okay? Again, I'm reading a lot of information here. Take what hits you. Take what fits you and work with that. Okay? And do the work that you have to do on that. Okay? If all the other stuff doesn't fit you, then it's not for you. Okay? Take what it is that fits you, that hits you, that touches you in your heart, that you can say, oh man, that's me. Okay? Use that. Okay? Because there's a lot of information in here. Okay? This is meant to put out the information and you use what it is that that fits you. Challenges. These are your challenges. Okay? Letting others respond for you. Feeling apathy. Refusing to take charge. Doing nothing. Ignoring your talents. Responding too late or not at all because of doubt. Okay, you're having doubt. Excuse me. Alright. Sorry, I went out on a run the other day and I pushed it kind of hard and my body's still recovering from that, so forgive me. Alright, and this is going to be, what I'm going to be reading is your individual application. Okay, this is what you're going to apply for yourself. Take, again, what it is that hits you, that touches you, that you say, oh, that's for me. Okay? Individual application. The Cradle Board card can mark a time of noticing how you respond to life. Do you react without thinking or feeling? Do you seek the wisdom of that which will assist the future 7 generations when making decisions? Is the adult part of you nurturing and protecting the child within you? In all cases, the Cradle Board card is calling you to respond to some new creation in your life that will affect the future of the next 7 generations. This could become confusing since most people do not feel that anything they create is going to change the world. Whether or not we use biodegradable soap affects the earth mother's ability to keep water clean for drinking. Recycling cans and glass will affect the future. Cleaning up the litter in a park affects the future. Teaching our children that more is not always better will help them formulate new ideas in their generation. Talking rather than screaming will change how our children will relate to one another. Asking questions without shame will open hearts and minds to new ideas. Helping others to rid themselves of guilt created by old belief systems will create a natural, loving world to come. If you are looking at how to respond to some area of your life, a new idea, a decision, a new person, a new interest, the Cradle Board card asks you to respond with joy. Okay, what I've always talked about is joy, having joy in our life with love. Each new experience can bring an opportunity to learn a new set of lessons about the self. Ability and willingness to experience life with joy will stop you from experiencing fear and the hard knocks that inflexibility brings. Although the Cradle Board protects the baby from harm's way, it is flexible enough to fall without splintering, and it is cushioned enough to protect the child within. Trust that you will respond correctly to any life situation without panic, and know that you're responding to the all-powerful great mystery who lives within you. Response in any situation can have its challenges. Have you failed to speak up and then cringed when others have answered for you? I know that's happened to me a few times. Have you felt that life or opportunity has passed you by because you could not be responsible and act on your feelings? Yes, that's happened to me. Possibly doubt has been the limitation that has haunted your path to wholeness. If any of these statements apply to your situation, it is time to look at the challenges to learning this lesson and begin to remove them. Our ability to respond to life is dependent upon our willingness to be in the here and now. If we are not willing to fall on our faces from time to time, we have excused ourselves from the learning process. If we have some hidden feelings that prevents us from being humble students of life, we have lost the cutting edge that allows our actions to be noticed as unique and full of courage. Our talents cannot be used unless we respond to the steps that hone those skills into shining arrows tipped with diamond-like cutting edges. We can pierce the veil of self-importance and fear if we are willing to respond to the opportunities life brings. Even when our experiences are unhappy or uncomfortable, we are being given the opportunity to respond to them through learning. If we see each task as an opportunity to learn or be of service, we will have bested the doubt within our critical selves. When our shadows insist that we are too good for an activity, we are losing an opportunity to learn humility. When we refuse to respond to an opportunity by judging it before we get the facts, we are often masking our fear in order to be safe. The mask of our fears often take the form of boredom or apathy. In all instances, the Cradle Board asks us to check with the child within and allow the wonder of life to be our guide. In being totally present, we become the here and the now. Okay. So, there's a lot of information there. There's a lot of things that it talks about. I'm not going to go into detail about them right now. I think personally, it's pretty self-explanatory on what it was saying. We just have to, be humble and go through this process. Okay, what it talks about in here, especially like in the second paragraph, and even in the third one, all of it. If you have to, go back and re-listen to this. That way you can get everything that you need. Take down your notes. I try to read it a little bit slow so that way it's easier to understand, and instead of me just going through it and through it and through it. Okay. Just let me touch on a couple of things. I just feel the need to be able to do that. I know this is got 20 minutes already, but let me go back to the second paragraph where it talks, and I'll just touch on this a little bit. In the second paragraph, it says, in all cases, the Cradle Board is calling you to respond to some new creation in your life that will affect the future of the next 7 generations. Okay, so basically, there's some new stuff that's coming into your life. For me, it's a move. Okay, that's coming into my life. For you, it could be some other different things. Maybe a new relationship, a new job, a new profession. Who knows? Whatever, you will know that. Okay, and this is going to affect your 7 generations in your line to come. All right, so it's something that's going to benefit everybody. This could become confusing since most people do not feel that anything they create is going to change the world. And we think that. We think that, okay, well, I don't vote because why? There's never a good president anyways. Or why should I help the earth if nobody else is helping, or it's like one person can't change the world, as a lot of people say. Or we don't think that whatever we do is going to change. It's going to help change the world or change the path of everybody. But you'll be very surprised. You plant that seed, that little seed, like say a seed for an orange tree, or jalapenos if you like jalapenos, okay, chili, whatever, strawberries. You plant that seed, that sprouts out, it grows, it takes root, it starts to grow, it comes out of the earth, okay, and it starts to bloom and everything, and then all of a sudden you start getting all these different fruits, and it starts, it gives you enough eventually, within time. It takes time. Remember, it's not going to happen like this. It takes time. Okay, this is going to take time. Okay, you may see change real quick. You may see change in time. Okay, nothing happens all of a sudden. Not 100% of the time. Maybe 1% of the time, if we're lucky. Okay, but it starts to produce fruit. Okay, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, one little seed, one person that does a good deed, other people see, and it starts to produce fruit. They see the change in you, and they're like, okay, what's different with this person? Let me find out, and then you can teach them and show them, look, this is what I did. This is about, whatever. Okay, and it helps. Just like what I'm doing. I'm just one person, but I'm reaching out to people. I'm planting that seed. And if say if there's 10 people watching this, and they take to heart and they use and they do what it is, do the work, that person, okay, I've touched 10. That one person can touch one person. That other person touches another person. Another and another, so forth, or 2 people. Even if it's one, it still spreads. It's like a pyramid. The pyramid scheme, as they call it, like in those marketing things. Okay, it branches out. Okay, each person touches person, and it branches out. Or they touch 2 people, 3 people, and those people touch other people. Okay, with the different teachings, it's like the passive forward thing that came out a long time ago, like even the movie. Okay, it's that kind of concept. Okay. Whether or not we use biodegradable soap affects the Earth's mother ability to keep water clean for drinking. Recycling cans and glass will affect the future. Okay, because if we just throw the plastics in the trash can, and they're recyclable, like the plastic bottles, water bottles, those stay in the earth like forever. They never biodegrade. They're not biodegradable. They never decompose. They stay there forever. So we recycle all those plastics, papers, and everything. They get reused, and it stays out of Mother Earth. Okay, so there's a help. There's something to help change the world. Cleaning up the litter in a park affects the future. If you have a park near you, or you see a park, you can go and pick up some trash that people, especially if people go over there on the weekends, they have their ball games and all this, the parties, and they just leave trash there, and it looks yucky. It brings down the neighborhood. You can go and clean it up, pick it up, put it in your car, put it in your trash can. That way, it's not just sitting there, because the trash cans get over full, and it may be a couple of days before the parks recreation people come and pick it up and clean it and stuff like that. Or if you just see trash from the wind blowing, you can pick it up and whatnot. Every little thing helps, especially if it's non-biodegradable stuff. Okay, teaching our children that more is not always better will help them to formulate new ideas in their generation. Kids nowadays are always, want. If you bring them up right to where, instead of just giving them everything that they want, you give them things, and it doesn't have to be expensive things, but you give them things that they've earned. Whatever happened to that, encouraging a child, not encouraging, but blessing a child for the good deeds that they've done. If they've done good in school, bless them with a gift. Bless them with something that they've been wanting. That's a reward. Everybody likes rewards. But just because a kid wants it, and they've been bad, and you get it for them anyways, thinking it might change them. No, that's not the right way to do it. Okay, more is not always better. Okay, talking rather than screaming will change how our children will relate to one another. Okay, too many people scream at their kids, yelling and cursing. Oh, I don't know how many times I've heard people cursing at their kids. Oh, blah 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 blah. Yelling at them, and if you need to discipline them, discipline them. That's a lost art also, disciplining kids. Nobody wants to discipline kids, but don't do it out of anger. Don't yell at the kids out of anger. It's the way you speak to them is how they're going to speak to their kids, to their spouse, to whoever, whatever. That's how they're going to act. If you notice the generations from how we were growing up and even before then to the generations now, the kids, how they are now, so disrespectful. So disrespectful. My kids, I have brought them up to where they're respectful. I've given them the pas when they've needed it. It's been a while because they don't need it anymore, but they still get disciplined. It's just when I really need to give them a spanking, I will. But I haven't needed to. I just, I'll discipline them, I'll ground them, I'll take something away or whatnot. That still needs to be put into practice. Asking questions without shame with open hearts and minds to new ideas. Okay, don't be afraid to ask questions. If you don't know what it is or what's going on, ask the questions. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't think, oh, well, they're going to think I'm dumb because I don't understand it. Some people understand easier than others. I know I don't understand everything. I ask questions. I like to ask questions. Helping others to rid themselves of guilt created by old belief systems will create a natural, loving world to come. Okay, so helping other people, if they were taught and believed one way and it's not really the correct way, help and guide them and teach them and show them, okay, look, this is an alternative. See what you think about it. Okay, don't try to change them and say, oh no, you have to change. No, that's not how it's going to work. But guide them and teach them and show them, okay, how to do that. And, like it says here, it will create a natural and loving world to come. We need to get out of this hateful world. We need to change this hateful world one way or another. Okay, this world has gone to hell. I'm sorry to say. With ISIS killing people killing people, things going on. People, adults beating their kids to death, drowning them, killing them, whatever, molesting them, and all this crazy stuff that's going on. I mean, my goodness, what's happening? We need one way or another to start, one person at a time in changing the world and changing people to change the world. It may not happen right away, like I said. It takes time. But we plant the seeds here and there, and eventually it will happen. It takes time. Well, I'm sorry this took a little bit longer. I know I spoke for 10 minutes about, things that have been going on and stuff like that, the first beginning. I apologize, if this is longer than normal. But, I just wanted to keep you updated on what's going on and everything. You may care, you may not. You can probably say I can care less. But, I don't know. I just like to be open and, and everything and whatnot. So I pray, that this has helped you. I know I'm definitely going to go back and listen to this. I'm going to go back and read this. And that way I can, put it to work in my life. I'm gonna be working on this stuff myself, because this is gonna help me. We're on this life journey together, on this path. Okay, and I've said it before, I'm on a new journey and everything, and I'm figuring things out and stuff. So, but this is gonna help us on that path, on that personal journey in self-healing, and to be able to help heal others. Okay. Like I always say, if this has been a blessing, please share it. Even though if it wasn't a blessing to you, it could be a blessing to somebody else. So please share it. Let me know. Leave feedback on the YouTube channel. Leave feedback for me. Let me know, hey, this was good. I liked it. Thank you. Whatever. Hit the like button or the unlike button so I can kind of know what's going on. Is it touching you? Is it helping you? You can leave a testimony, whatever it is that you want to leave, do that, please, give me some feedback. Give me some feedback. Feedback is much appreciated. I would like to know if it's, if these are helping you, if it is, and again, pass it forward. All right. Well, I thank you again for tuning in, and hopefully next time it won't be so long, but I mean, going through this and everything, I'm not really expecting it to be like a quick 5-10 minutes. I mean, it can be possibly, but to really get in depth into, explaining maybe a little bit, just, what I may learn, what I'm hearing from God, what, maybe from my experience and stuff, I want to share that with you. Okay, and help to maybe clarify things a little bit more. I wasn't going to do that today because it's pretty much self-explanatory, but if I have a little tidbit to put in, my 2 cents, as they call it, I will. That's what I'm here for, is to help. All right, well, God bless, and until next week, namaste.